Yeah. Sri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.
Om Bhadram Karneभिः Shrunuyama Devaः Bhadram Pashyamakshabhiryajatraः Sthirairangai Stushtvagam Shasthanubhiः Vyashema Devahitam Yadayuः Swasti na Indra Vruddhashravah Swasti na Pusha Vishvavedah Swasti nastarkshyo arishthanemihi Swasti no bruhaspatir dadhatu Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Agni Supataraye Asman Vishwani Deva Vayunani Vidwan Yujodhyasmajjuhurana Meno Bho Istam Te Nama Vuktim Videma Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Om Abrahman Brahmano Brahma Varchasi Jayatam Arashtre Rajanya Shurasho Ativyadi Maharato Jayatam Togri Deno Rundandvan Ashu Sapti Purandiri Yosho Jishnarateshta A Sabeyo Yuva Asya Yajamanasya Viro Jayatam Nikame Nikame na Parjanyo na Varshatu Palavatyo na Voshadaya Pachantam Yoga Kshemo na Kalpetam Om Shanti Shanti.
Om Apyayantu Mamangani Vakpranaschakshuh Srotramato Balamindriyani Chaturvani Sarvo Maham Brahmanirakarvatu Anirakaranam Me Astu Tadatmani Dharma Te Mai Santut Te Mai Santa Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.
So we have been continuing, trying to understand the communication, the message, the instruction, etc. from the important Upanishad which goes by the name Mahanarayana Upanishad. So the word Maha, as we have noted, implies many more things, all things put together, and what could be all of them have been given to us, and the definition of Narayana, the power of Narayana, the manifestation of Narayana, the reality about Narayana, and the how he is able to help the world, Jagat, and gets the name as Jagannarayana or Jagannatha. And the other day, when I visited the park near our house, there was the Dhanvantari statue and also a circle for Pradakshinam purposes with all the plants and herbs. They have done it. So they put the Dhanvantari mantram there. Ultimately, it is said, Kshetra Oshati Chakravarti Narayanaya Swaha, Oshati Chakravarti. And he is also able to remove and cure and make everybody happy as far as the body health is concerned, as far as the mental elevation is concerned, as far as the spiritual expectations in human beings. So that we have seen in Purusha Suktam, we have seen in Narayana Suktam, and we have seen in the Shatrunjaya mantras, which are all one of important sections that have come in the as a part of the Mahanarayana Upanishad. And then we have also seen a most beautiful expression that Rutam Satyam and is Brahma, and he is Virupaksha, Vishwarupa, and he's a Narayana, Vasudeva, ultimately Vishnu. And having been given to that kind of understanding, we have the Aditya Mandala Parabrahmopasana. So the Aditya Mandala Parabrahmopasana is nothing but Narayana Upasana. Though physically we see Surya Bhagavan in India, in Bharat, there is no dearth for him. Every day we are having fortunate situation that Surya Bhagavan wakes us up, and we find lot of energy, lot of comfort, lot of grace, and lot of all that. And that's again the effulgence, the brilliance, which is directly operating upon the human intelligence more so. Therefore, that is called, we are all Brahmas, but there is one Parabrahma who is responsible to make the Brahmas really active. Therefore, Aditya Mandale Parabrahmopasana also we have covered, wherein it is said Aditya is the sole person who is occupying the Aditya Mandalam. There he is shining, Tapati, and there you have got Rup Veda, Yajurveda, Samveda, and all that, and also Yajurveda, and the three Vidyas are prosperous. So, and ultimately, the Surya Bhagavan, rather Narayana, is described to be Hiranmaya Purushaha, the golden personality. Gold is very precious, and the Hiranya has got number of meanings, and that's why Ghrutam by Hiranyam and Hiranyam by Ghrutam, because the top importance in all oils is given to the clarified butter, which you call ghee in English, but it is called clarified butter. It is Ghrutam in Sanskrit. And so there is no other second word to describe the Ghrutam. As we see, it is Ajyam. And so Ajya Hutis are there, but Ghrutam by Aharam, Devan Devanam. Therefore, we only consume our food with 1 or 2 spoons at the beginning, and forget about ghee. You cannot put for every dish ghee. But every day offering that we make to the God or gods, we have that mixed with the ghee. That's what is the Hiranyam, most precious. And also, it has been, we have also noted that Aditya Purusha, the Narayana, is Sarvatmakaha. That is, he is found in any and every Atma that is existent upon the world for generations together. In Saura Suktam, you have observed, Pasyan Janmani Surya. O Surya Bhagavan, you are constantly witnessing the many people being born, living, and then disappearing. But you are not at all hurt or in dismay or anything like that. You are having a common outlook that because it's in nature, and in this world people are born, Ja, are disappearing, Ga. So Ja cannot be there, Ga. What is Ga must come back to Ja. So that's why it's called Gaja. That is otherwise. And therefore, we have noted in the next section that Aditya is Tejaha, Ojaha, Balam, Yashaha, Shrotram, Atma, Manaha, Manyuhu, Manuhu. Manuhu is thinking, the power of thinking, power of thoughts, etc. And ultimately, he is Amrutyu, he is Satya, he is Mitra, he is Vayu, he is Akasha, he is Prana, he is ultimately the guardian of the all lokas, Lokapalaha. And ultimately, kaha, kim, kam, all these three sarvanam sabdas would indicate to you that they are Prajapati, the creator. There are so many Prajapatis in charge of so many things in respect of the department of creation or activity of creation. And after this, we have got Satyam, Annam, Amrutam, Jivaha, Vishwaha, and all that is being attributed for the people living upon the earth. And Amruta is important, which we have got to note that we are all taken to be the children of Amruta, Amrutasya Putraha. And therefore, we make a prayer to Rudra in the Mrutyunjaya mantra, which is very famous, that Mam Amrutat Mrutshiya. O Rudra Bhagavan, O Mrutyunjaya, never you try to widow us from the Amrutatvam, but you please try to cut off the strings and give us the ultimate Vairagya, because we are going to note that Tyagena Ikena Amrutatvam Anasuhu. So Vedanta Vijnana Sunischitartha, Vedantina, all those people, they were able to go to the heights of this world, spirituality, only through the sense of Tyaga, the practice of Tyaga, and the knowledge of Tyaga. And therefore, Amrutaha, and the Amrutas have got to come because of the karma and all other factors. They again become Jivaha. Then when we talk about Swayambhu, Brahma, and Etad Amrutaha, Purushaha Amrutaha, Asaha Purushaha, Esha Purushaha, Adityaha, Narayanaha is the overlord, Adhipati Bhutanam. Those Bhutas, because we have been doing number of activities, but at all activities, there is the cooperation, promotion by Surya Bhagavan. You take food now, you become hungry, again you take, so becoming hungry, eating the food, because Annat Bhavanti Bhutani, and Annam is all in all, and for that Annam, the sustenance, Surya Bhagavan is highly responsible, and therefore he is taken as Lokapala, he is Adhipati, and ultimately the target of people upon the earth is only to attain Sayujya, Salokatam, and Samanatam, and Sarstitam, and Samanalokatam apnoti. So we have to elevate ourselves to go to the higher lokas, the Aditya Mandala, Surya Mandala. Then, if you become a Samana Lokata, there is no difference. Something like myself now, and you are all there. The Samana Lokata, we are all in the same place. We can hope to meet any time. Even otherwise, we can meet, but it is little difficult. Just now, Manjuna told me, Sir, I am so many kilometers away from you, but mind is very close. That kilometer is no meter at all. Our meter is only the mind. So that mind makes people, manas. And therefore, it is called that Salokata, means it's all trying to have it. In our Rigveda also, last Sukta told you, that Saikamatya Suktam, which have been taught already, Sangachadvam, Sambadadvam, Sambhomanam Sijana, some is repeated. That some tells you the Samanam. Therefore, ultimately, what you hope by learning, by this knowledge and by the experience and by the Upasana, is to go on to the level of Samanatam apnoti. And this is what is called Veda. This is what is called knowledge. And this knowledge is not available to any and everybody, but it's a Upanishadic knowledge. It's a secret knowledge. The sweetness and the depths of this knowledge can be realized or experienced or tasted only by the virtue of practice. That's why it is said Upanishad. You have to sit before some gurus, and those gurus are able to put you into the track, because Guru cannot give you moksham. That we should remember. When you say Pujyaya Raghavendraya Satya Dharma Rataya cha Namatam Kalpavrutshaya Kamadhenave Namaha. So that Guru has been well described. He is only Kamadhenu and he is only Kalpavrutsha. And Dharma Nirata, Pujya, Tvam is there for Guru, Satya and Dharma. These are the two things for which they are, they adhere to that. They try to practice as much as possible during their lifetime, and they will be assuming some powers will use. That's why Guru is a Margadarsakaha. Gu is Agnanam, Ru is remover. So who is the remover of our ignorance or what knowledge we require? That knowledge has got to be initiated to us. There is plenty of knowledge which we don't want also, but it comes to us. For example, when you open the newspaper, you don't want to see or know or read news, so just to peruse. And only when something interests you, you only put some focus on that and try to gather knowledge. Otherwise, the entire newspaper is just volume only. So here is a Veda Upanishad. And again, we have covered the Shivopasana mantras also. There are 11 mantras which describe the manifestations or the forms of Shiva. That Shiva, Upasana is trying to sit near the asana, because something like a Purohit who always has access to go into Garbhagudi. Not all are allowed to go into Garbhagudi. Only the set Purohitas, they go and do puja and all other activity, upacharas to Paramatma installed there on behalf of the public. So a temple is a public place, your house is a private place. So what pujas you do in the temple would have ethical generality, larger and commonly. But what puja you do in our house, it is only personal and sakutsa. I mean, that's therefore we say Mama Sahakutumbanam Yoga Kshema, etc. You say. And now what are the forums which we have already explained in the previous sessions? And let us not, because there is a gap from that last session to this session. I thought of giving you a kind of rebrushing that where we are, what we have learned, and what we are going to see. So, Shivopasana mantraha in the Mahanarayana Upanishad or Mahanarayana's syllabus is really interesting, because Shiva and Narayana, they are not much distinguished separately, but they are Shiva becomes Narayana, and Narayana, that's why Shivaya Vishnu Rupaya, Shiva Rupaya Vishnave. So Shiva Rupaya, Shiva Vishnu Rupaya, all that become the same. And what is the Shiva is being described here as Nidhanapati. That is, there are a number of meanings could be there, but there must be somebody who should give us exit. See, if you open the box, you should also be able to close it. If you open an electronic set, you should be able to reassemble and keep them safe. But some people only know to open, but not to keep it up. But when you know to close it, you are really great. Your knowledge is complete. But complete knowledge is really important. You see, for example, Abhimanyu, he had only 50% knowledge of that Vyuham, and so he could not be successful over. Had he known that other part of the knowledge, then probably Vishnu had to take another avatara to think of him. Like that, he is called as Nidhanapati. And in other places, Nidhana also means Vairagyam, also means Tyagam. Nisi, Nidhanapati means also, not only Nidhana does not mean only death, the end. What is the end of our life is Tyagam. So Nidhanapataye Namaha, trying to urge in us the sense of Tyagam. And Nidhanapata Antika also is there. And he is always looking up, Urdhvaya Namaha. You know, whenever we are operating your mobile and your looks are downwards, you cannot lift the mobile up and have an elevated glance at that. your sight line is only 45 degrees, below 45 degrees. And therefore, that's why we are not at all happier. And sometimes the neck problems also come up because of that. Anyway, Urdhvaya Namaha, that you should have your head erect, back erect. That's what yoga, in yoga, you always talk about the erection. Back erect, head erect, and all that. So Urdhvaya Namaha, then he is also called Urdhva Lingam. I told you Linga is a laya, merging, something like Kaveri river or any other river, merging into ocean, giving up Nama, Rupa, Tejas, and everything. Nama Rupa, Rama Rupa, Vihaya, Nadya Nadi, Samudra Narayana. It becomes, so they reach the Samudra Narayana and all these rivers. That's why the Linga Shabda is like that. Again, he is a Hiranya, and again Hiranyalinga we have noted. And Hiranya and Suvarna. Suvarna is Sukham Varnam, Suvarnam. So that Varna, the color, the complexion, the characterization, or the marking, etc., is quite comfortable and pleasant to our eyes. Suvarnaya Namaha. And Suvarnalinga, Divya is divine. And Bhava Bhava refers to the world and birth and trying to have the journey when once we are all born. And Sharvaha is Sarva and Shiva. Sarva is terrestrial and on the land, and Shiva is peaceful, and we got Jwala, Agni. Jwala is Jwala. Jwala is the flame. So you have the fire well utilized and well powerful. The moment it is burning blue, it's a blue color. Something I told you, something like the Bunsen burner. If the other colors are there, the test tube will be having the soot. If all blue, no soot formation. So like that, it's called Jwala. Jwala and Atmaya Namaha, Atmalingaya Namaha. So Atma is referring to all people. So Antastishtatu Amrutasya Gopa. You understand? So when you say, make a prayer in Mahanyasam, Antastishtatu Amrutasya Gopa means the Amrita Gopa Shiva or Vishnu or whoever you want to characterize, our name, he has a place in our body. So where is the body? The entire body is occupied by Paramatma, therefore is called Atma, and Atma is Sarira, and Atmalingaya Nama, and Parama. So this Atma which is there inside our body is Sreshta, is superior, is sacred, is sanctified. Therefore, that Paratvam is being a mark of our pursuits. And ultimately, all these names, that is Nidhanapati and all that we have noted, Somasya, Suryasya, Sarvalingam Stapayati. And Linga is also meaning the characteristic or Lakshanas. So all Lakshanas of Soma and Surya. So taken as Soma as Chandra, Surya is the sun god. So Chandra, Surya, they are the timekeepers, and without them there is no life at all upon the ground. And we have noted a title for this kind of mantra as the handy mantram, Pani mantram, Pavitram. I think we have got to do from the next one. So now you please repeat. Omkarapa helpa sadyo om sadyo jatam prapadyami. ಹೇಳಿ ಓಂಕಾರ ಪಿಲ್ವಾ ಸರಿ ಯಾರೊಬ್ರು
हरि
ॐ
ओम
सद्यो जातं प्रपद्यामि
नमस्ते
सद्यो जाताय वै नमो नमः ಹೇಳಿ ಓಂಕಾರ
सद्यो जातं प्रपद्यामि
सद्यो जातं प्रपद्यामि सद्यो जातं प्रपद्यामि
सद्यो जाताय वै नमो नमः
सद्यो जाताय वै नमो नमः सद्यो जाताय वै नमो नमः
भवे अभवे नाति भवे
भवे भवे नाति भवे 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 नाति भवे
भवस्व मां
भवस्व मां भवस्व मां
भवोद्भवाय नमः
भवोद्भवाय नमः भवोद्भवाय नमः
So now we have got the many faces to Shiva, Bhagavan. So here they are talking Paschima Vaktram, the face towards Dakshinam, so towards the Paschima or the west. So Paschima Vaktra Pratipadana is there. Then other one we have got as Uttara Vaktra. Vaktra means facing. So Pancha, there are many faces. And here we have got the reference to 3 faces. One is Paschima and Uttara and also Prak, Dakshina and then Urdhva. So 5 faces. Panchamukha. That's why we always say the Omkara mantra, the Shiva mantra is Panchakshari is said to be Om Namah Shivaya, Panchakshari. And in Ahanyasam, we get hold of the Panchamukha Dhyanam and so on. So all these Panchamukhas of Rudra or Shiva have got a specific signification and also power and also influence and also some kind of benefit to everybody. So who is this Panchamavaktra Pratipadana means trying to introduce you or acquaint you something about the Paschima Vaktra of Paramasiva, because he's a Paramaya Namaha, he's a Paramalingaya Namaha. So beyond that, there is nobody, he is completely supreme. And who is this Surya Bhagavan? Continuation also, in other words, you can understand. And you always make a namaskara to the sun who is always born. That's what you say, Arunodayam. And on Saturdays, you all know that we are having classes upon Aruna Prashna from Taittiriya Aranyaka, the first section of the Taittiriya Aranyaka, where you are introduced all about the Surya Bhagavan, all about the Aditya Mandala, all about the seasons, all about the time, all about the rituals, all about the Agni, all about the water, etc. So here you have got to know that you are, which is that, but primarily we have got to start our Upasana with, is a good question. And Paramatma, Surya Bhagavan, is never stale or old. Every time he is born fresh. He sets fresh, and freshness is constantly live in Surya Bhagavan. Suryanalli aa tejas nodi Arunabimbadinda ಮತ್ತೆ ಅರುಣಬಿಂಬದಿಂದಲೇ ಆ ಕ್ರಿಮ್ಸನ್ ಕಲರ್ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಭಗವಾನ್ ಅಸ್ತಮನ ಆಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಉದಯಾದ್ರಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ನೋಡುವ ಅಗ್ನಿ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಭಗವಾನ್ ಯಾವ ಹಿರಣ್ಮಯವಾಗಿ ಕಲರ್ ಇರುತ್ತೋ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಆ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟಾಗಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೋದು. ಬಟ್ ಇಫ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ದಟ್ ಪರ್ಟಿಕ್ಯುಲರ್ ಅರುಣತ್ವ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ ಶಿವ, ಲಾರ್ಡ್ ಆದಿತ್ಯ, ಯು ಕೆನಾಟ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ಲುಕ್ ಅಟ್ ಹಿಮ್. ಅವನು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಪಕ್ಕದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನೂ ಕಾಣೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲ ಅನುಭವ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಸೊ ಸೂರ್ಯ ನೋಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಯು ಮಸ್ಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಎ ಡಿಫರೆಂಟ್ ಅಪ್ಯಾರಟಸ್. But Surya is always born fresh. That's why it's called Sadhyaha Jataha, Sadhyo Jataha. So he's always born new. But in our case, we are not Sadhyo Jatas. We are born, we continue. But otherwise, every day for a night, when night falls, we go to sleep. And that sleep is supposed to be Manjugaru. ಏನಪ್ಪ ಓಂಕಾರಪ್ಪ ನಿದ್ದೆಯನ್ನು ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ?
ಗುರುಳೆ
ನಿದ್ದೆಗೆ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೆಸರೇನಪ್ಪ?
ಸುಪ್ತವಾಗಿನ ಸರ್.
ಅಲ್ಲ, ಸುಸ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಎ ಟೆಂಪರರಿ ಡೆತ್.
ಹಾ ಸರ್, ಗುರುಳೆ
ಅದು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇಟ್ಕೋಬೇಕು, ತಾತ್ಕಾಲಿಕ ಮರಣವು
ಶವಾಸನ ಅಂತ ಕೂಡ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ
ಅಲ್ವಾ? ನಾವು ಫ್ಲಾಟ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಬೆಡ್ ಆರ್ ಆನ್ ದಿ ಗ್ರೌಂಡ್ and you lose the activity of all indriyas, alva. Your stomach goes to rest, all muscles go to rest, everything goes to rest. Only the manas or mind will be having. That is the only opportunity when Paramatma can come and tell you about you and about the future or about other activity. That's exactly what we call as dream. In our WhatsApp group, there is a definition for the dream. ಈ ಸ್ವಪ್ನ ಅಂತಾರಲ್ವ, ಈ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಸ್ಟೇಟಸ್ ಅನ್ನೋದು ವಂಡರ್ಫುಲ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ಪಾಪ ಸೀತಾದೇವಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ, ಆಂಜನೇಯ ನೋಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ, ಹನುಮಾನ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ಹೈಲಿ ಲಕ್ಕಿ ಪರ್ಸನ್, ಯು ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಹ್ಯಾವಿಂಗ್ ದಿ ದರ್ಶನ್ ಆಫ್ ರಾಮ ಅಂಡ್ ಯು ಆರ್ ವಿತ್ ಹಿಮ್, ಯು ಟಾಕ್ ಟು ಹಿಮ್. ಬಟ್ ನನಗೆ ರಾಮನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಸ್ವಪ್ನದಲ್ಲೂ ನೋಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶವೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ನಿದ್ದೆನೇ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನಗೆ. ಯು ಕಾಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಅನ್ಲೆಸ್ ಯು ಗೋ ಟು ಸ್ಲೀಪ್. ಜಾಗೃತ ಅವಸ್ಥೆಯಿಂದ ಸ್ವಪ್ನಾವಸ್ಥೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನಾನು ಐ ಆಮ್ ಮಿಸ್ಸಿಂಗ್ ರಾಮ ಈವನ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಡ್ರೀಮ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾಳೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಈ ನಮಗೂ ಆ ಥರ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನಾವು ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸದ್ಯೋಚಾತಾರೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಹ್ಯಾಪನ್ಸ್, ಗುಡ್ ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಏನು ಹೇಳಬೇಕು, ಮಾರ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಆದ ತಕ್ಷಣ you get fresh, your energies are really new, fresh. Morning times ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋ ಕೆಲಸಗಳು ಈವ್ನಿಂಗ್ ಟೈಮಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡೋದು ಡಲ್. ಯು ವಿಲ್ ನಾಟ್ ಡೂ ಇಟ್ ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಆಲ್ ಎನರ್ಜೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ರಿಕೂಪ್ಡ್ and you will be stronger and do a lot of things in the morning. Therefore, in Satavada Brahmanam of Yajurveda, we have discussion by the Gnana Sabha, in the Gnana Sabha by the Rishis, that why people are happy, fresh, thoughtful, planning and all that in the morning and sometimes in the evening, but in the afternoon they don't be active, they're a little dull and all the freshness. That's why in some companies all employees will meet at 9 at the opening time of the function of the company. 9:30 or 10 o'clock, they go into a common meeting and plan. Every January they meet and have planning what they should do whole year, like that. So that's why we must think of that particular Paramatma, Surya Bhagavan, who is Sadhyo Jataha. He is always born with all energy, all strength, all brilliance, all light. And that's exactly what is Narayana. Narayana is never tired. Narayana is always a source book. And he never says, come tomorrow, come after 1 hour, nothing like. That's why whenever you ask for Narayana's help, he will help us. That's what that, for example, Dhruva is only one Rishi or one king or one tapasvi who was able to get the presence of Narayana by doing penance for 5 months. Either Yava Rishi, Yava Mahatma, ashtu short tag madilla. Therefore, Dhruvanike separate agi loka ide. Dhruva loka, Dhruva nakshatra, Dhruva Maharaja, and etc. So anyway, we remember, because you should know that our scriptures are all interconnected. What is said in Vedas and Vedas, including Upanishadic stage, has been explained in a way or the other in other Puranas. We have our Ghare, Dr. Dhananjay Ghare, who has explained to you regarding Ganesha as Parabrahma, as Surya Bhagavan, as in all. So Ganapati is a big tattvam, and therefore it is called Ganesha Vidya. And you have got, when you talk about Surya Bhagavan, it becomes Savitra Vidya. And if you talk about the Adhyayana Upanishad, it's called, so everything, every Upanishad is a Vidya, and therefore you understand, the Sadhyaha Jataha, born again and again afresh. Anta Suryanange, naven martive, Namo Namaha, Prapadyami, Namaskaram Karomi. That's most important. See, look at the verbs, sir. Muniraj avare, note ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Prapadyami andre, prapadya andre, you have to devote yourself, attach yourself, and focus yourself upon. Unless you go near, you will not know. ಯಾರೊಬ್ಬರು ಬಂತಾರೆ, ರಾಯಗುಡ್ಡ ಆಂಜನೇಯ ಸ್ವಾಮಿಗೆ ಬೆಣ್ಣೆ ಅಲಂಕಾರ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕ್ಕಿನೂ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಹೌದಾ ಮುನಿರಾಜ್ ಅವರೇ? ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಷನ್ ಕೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ತೃಪ್ತಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಅಕಸ್ಮಾತ್ ಆಗಿ ನೀವು ಖಂಡಿತ ಹೋದ್ಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ರತ್ಯಕ್ಷವಾಗಿ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಹೌದು ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಆಂಜನೇಯ, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಟ್ರೈಂಗ್ ಟು ಗಿವ್ ಎಂಬರಿಶ್ಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಏನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಅದು ಪ್ರಪದ್ಯಾಮಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥನು, ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಅಟ್ಯಾಚ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್, ಡಿವೋಟ್ ಯುವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ thoughtfully to that particular Sadyojata form of Narayana. Narayana is never tired, you understand. And also Sadyojata anta Sadyojatanagiruva Narayananiಗೆ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಡಬಲ್ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಡಬಲ್ ಇಂಜನ್ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಟ್ರೈನ್ಸ್ಗೆ ಡಬಲ್ ಇಂಜನ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಟು ಪಿಕಪ್ ದಿ ಹೈ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್. ಒಂದೊಂದು ಕಾಲದ, I don't know now because I never traveled by Grand Trunk Express or these Delhi bound expresses. There are 110 kilometers and more they go. ಅಂತ ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಹೋಗ್ಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡಬಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಆ ತರಹ ಇವಾಗ ಏನು ಡಬಲ್ ಇಂಜಿನ್ ಇರಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗಂಡ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ಇಬ್ರು ಆಫೀಸ್ ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಕ್ಕಳ ಗತಿ ದೇವರೇ. ಸೊ both wife and husband are working these days. In earlier, when we are young, only father is the bread earner and all people depend upon the father. ಆ ಕಾಲ ಹೊರಟೋಯ್ತು. ಎನಿವೆ, ಸೊ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಸದ್ಯ ಅಂತ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ನಮಃ ನಮಃ ನಮೋ ನಮಃ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಟೋಟಲಿ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟಿಂಗ್ ಅವರ್ ಸೆಲ್ಸ್, ಎಂಟೈರ್ ಅಹಂಕಾರ, ಚಿತ್ತ, ಮನಸ್ಸು, ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಸದ್ಯೋಜಾತನಾಗಿರುವ ನಾರಾಯಣ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ, ನಾರಾಯಣನು ಆದಿತ್ಯ ರೂಪದಲ್ಲಿ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇರುವ ಮಹಾನುಭಾವನಿಗೆ we are fully submitting ourselves. When once you submit, we lost all our personal things ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಸೊ ಸಬ್ಮಿಟ್ ಅದು ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಏನಾದರೂ ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದರೆ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಕ್ಲಿಕ್ಕಿಂಗ್ ಯು ಶುಡ್ ಬಿ ಕೇರ್ಫುಲ್ ಅಂತ ನಮಗೆ ಪಾಠ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? ಸೊ ಸದ್ಯೋಜಾತಂ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ದ್ವಿತೀಯ ವಿಭಕ್ತಿ ಏಕವಚನ, ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸದ್ಯೋಜಾತಾಯನು ಚತುರ್ಥಿ ವಿಭಕ್ತಿ. ಸೊ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ರಾಮಾಯ ನಮಃ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ರಾಮಂ ನಮಾಮಿ, ರಾಮಂ ಪ್ರಭ. ಸೊ ರಾಮನನ್ನು ಸೇರ್ತೀನಿ, ರಾಮನನ್ನು ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ. ರಾಮ ವಿಲ್ ಬಿ ಮೈ ಗೋಲ್, ಆರ್ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಭಗವಾನ್ ನಾರಾಯಣ ಇಸ್ ಮೈ ಗೋಲ್. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಸದ್ಯೋಜಾತಾಯ, ಸೊ ಅಂಥ ರಾಮನಿಗೆ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ, ಅಂತ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಭಗವಾನ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಒಂದು ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಮೋ ನಮಃ ನಮೋ ನಮಃ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ, ನಮಸ್ತೆ ಅಸ್ತು ಭಗವನ್ ವಿಶ್ವೇಶ್ವರಾಯ ಮಹಾದೇವಾಯ ತ್ರ್ಯಂಬಕಾಯ ತ್ರಿಪುರಾಂತಕಾಯ ತ್ರಿಕಾಗ್ನಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ನಮೋ ನಮಃ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಮೋ ನಮಃ. ಆಮೇಲೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಲೈನ್ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಭವೇ ಅಭವೇ ಅಭವೇ ನ ಅತಿ ಭವೇ ಭವಸ್ವ ಮಾಂ. ಈ ಭವ ಶಬ್ದ ಕಾಂಬಿನೇಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಸೊ ಭವ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, there are no more meaning. That's why ಭವಾನಿ ದಾಸ್ಯೇ, ಭವಾನಿ ತ್ವಂ. So the word ಭವಾನಿ or the name Bhavani is very well loved by Bhava and Bhavani. Bhavam Bhavani. ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಭವ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಬರ್ತ್, ಭವ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಹೌ ವಿ ಆರ್ ಕನೆಕ್ಟೆಡ್, ದಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಭವ. And so bhavena, abhave andrenu not connected, and ati bhave and all means too much, extraordinary, super. So all these mam bhavasva, so make my journey, make my stay upon the life, upon the earth completely fruitful, completely powerful, completely realizable, and also the everything must be there. That's why mam bhavasva. So now nam gottilde ishta ilde now huttiddevalva. We are all born not out of our choice. Is it not, Muniraj? You never
Yes, sir.
ask God, give me birth. No, we don't want birth. We don't. Having been born, we don't want to die, because number of attachments are there. ಯಮ ಬಂದು ಸಡನ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತೀಯನಪ್ಪ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಬಿಸಿ, ಕಮ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವೀಕ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಗೃಹಟರು ಬಂದ್ರೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ರೆಡಿ ಟು ಲೀವ್ ದ ಲ್ಯಾಂಡ್, ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಭೂಮಿ ಇಸ್ ಸೋ ಬ್ಯೂಟಿಫುಲ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಇಂಡಿಯಾ ಭಾರತ ಕ್ಷೇತ್ರ ಇಸ್ ಎಟ್ ಮೋರ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ದೇವನಿರ್ಮಿತಂ ಆರ್ಯಾವರ್ತಂ ಪ್ರಜಕ್ಷತೆ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಈ ಭಾರತ ಭೂಮಿ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಅದು ದೇವನಿರ್ಮಿತ. ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಡಿಸೈನ್ಡ್, ಪ್ರಮೋಟೆಡ್, ಡೆವಲಪ್ಡ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ by Paramatma himself. He is the designer, he is the architect, and he is the promoter, he is the programmer. Howda?
Yes, sir.
Punyabhumi. So he is the programmer, he is the developer, he is the designer, he is the everything. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅವನೇನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ನಾವು ಬಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀವಿ, whether we want or not. So ಮಾಂ ಭವಸ್ವ, please add existence. Please sustain my existence upon the earth. And moreover, ಇವರೇನಂದ್ರೆ ಈ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಶಿವ ಆದಿತ್ಯ is a ಉದ್ಭವ ಮೂರ್ತಿ. ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇದೆಯೇನಪ್ಪ? ಉದ್ಭವ ಮೂರ್ತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ನೋ ಗರ್ಭವಾಸ. ನರಸಿಂಹಸ್ವಾಮಿ is ಉದ್ಭವಸ್. That's why he is called as ಉದ್ಭವ ಮೂರ್ತಿ. Or all the four avatars are Udbhava avatars. Howda? But Rama avatara, Krishna avatara, other avatars, you have got the birth, Garbhavasa, or whatever manner it is. But anyway, you have got that kind of going through the womb of a woman or a mother. But here, Udbhavaha is independent, not requiring any parent at all. Or that's why Shiva has no parents. That's why. And one of the important things is that Shiva has no mother. So people describe Shiva to be like that. He never combs his hair. He never applies any cosmetics to his face. He never takes care of what is upon him. Whatever is there upon him, he is to be taken. He have got to take their own responsibility to maintain to be upon him. For example, when Shiva is making a Tandava Nritya, the serpents on the body of Shiva cannot fall down. They have to see that they stick to the body of Shiva even when he is doing. Shiva does not remove all his serpents and then start dancing. Is it not? I don't know. But anyway, that's what we can imagine. So, Bhava Udbhavaya Namaha. Andre ee bhavavannu udbhava madavanu yaru andre, ಈ ಸಂಸಾರವನ್ನು ಉದ್ಭವ ಮಾಡುವನು ಯಾರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಭಗವಾನ್. ಸಂಸಾರ, ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಸಂಸಾರ ಪಂಕ ನಿರ್ಮಗ್ನ ಸಮುದ್ಧರಣ ಪಂಡಿತಾಯೈ ನಮೋ ನಮಃ. ಈ ಸಂಸಾರ ಇದೆಯಲ್ಲ, ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಇಟ್ ಈಸ್ ರಿಯಲಿ ಫಾರ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಅಟ್ರಾಕ್ಟಿವ್. ಮದುವೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಉತ್ಸಾಹ, ಉಪನಯನ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಉತ್ಸಾಹ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಕಡೆ ಹೋಗೋದು. ಸೊ ವಿ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಫೀಲ್ ಎಲೇಟೆಡ್. ಪ್ರಯಾಣ ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಸಂತೋಷ, ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಗೆ ಎಸ್ಪೆಷಲಿ. ಸೊ ಬೆಕನ್ ಅಂತ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಮಹಾನುಭಾವ ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ಟ್ರಾವೆಲ್ ಇನ್ ದಿ ಯಂಗರ್ ಸಾರ್ಟ್ is a part of education. Travel in the older sort is a part of experience ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಎಜುಕೇಷನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್ is there owing to the travel. What is travel? Study. What is travel? Understanding. What is travel? Realization. ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಅಂದರೆ ಮೂಮೆಂಟ್, ಮೊಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಇರಬೇಕು. ನಮ್ಮ ಮನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಿಪೇರ್ ಮಾಡಿರುವುದನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮಿನೇಷನಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟರೆ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ಬರಿಬೇಕಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ ಓಂಕಾರಪ್ಪ. ನೀನು ಬರದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಫೇಲ್ ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ. ವಿ ಕ್ಯಾನಾಟ್ ಗಿವ್ ಟು ಅದರ್ ಕ್ಲಾಸಸ್. ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ ಈ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ಯಾರು ಅಂದರೆ ಉದ್ಭವ, ಭವ ಉದ್ಭವ, ಭವವನ್ನು, ಈ ಪ್ರಪಂಚವನ್ನು, ಸಂಸಾರವನ್ನು ಪ್ರಳಯಾನಂತರ ಮತ್ತೆ ಮತ್ತೆ. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ಇನ್ ವಿಷ್ಣು ಸಹಸ್ರ ನಾವೇನು ಬರುತ್ತಪ್ಪ, ಯುಗ ಕೃತ್, ಯುಗ ಭೃತ್, ಯುಗ ಅಂತ ಕೃತ್ ಎಕ್ಸೆಟ್ರಾ, ಯುಗ 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 ಬರುತ್ತೆ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಹೀಸ್ ಅ ಯೋಗಿ. ಯುಗ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಟೈಮ್, ಟೈಮ್ ಫ್ಲೋಸ್, ಟೈಮ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಟೈಡ್ ವೆಯ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ನನ್ ಅಂತ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಪ್ರಾವರ್ಬ್. ಅಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು, ಕಾಲವಾಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಅಲೆಗಳಾಗಲಿ ಸಮುದ್ರದಲ್ಲಿ, ದೇ ನೆವರ್ ಲುಕ್ ಫಾರ್ ABCD, ಟಾಮ್ ಡಿಕ್ ಹ್ಯಾರಿ ಮೇರಿ, ದೇ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಕೀಪ್ ಆನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆನ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಆನ್. ಸೊ ಭವವನ್ನು ಉದ್ಭವವನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವನು. ಇಫ್ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಇಸ್ ನಾಟ್ ಬಾರನ್, ಇನ್ನು ಸೂರ್ಯ ಹುಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿ ಮಲ್ಕೊಂತಾರೆ ಜನರು. ಸೂರ್ಯ ಭಗವಾನ್ ಹುಟ್ಟಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಭಯದಿಂದ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಟೆನ್ಷನು, ಟೈಮ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಇಂಥ ಆಕ್ಟಿವಿಟಿಯನ್ನು ಇನ್ಕ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡೋರು ಯಾರು ಅಂದರೆ ಪರಮಾತ್ಮ ನಾರಾಯಣ. ದೇರ್ಫೋರ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಪಶ್ಚಿಮ ಭಕ್ತರ ನಾರಾಯಣ. And therefore we say that Narayanaya Namaha and Loka Yatra Vidhayana. Even when once you get up, your Loka Yatra begins. You cannot remain idle, you cannot remain. Therefore, Lord Aditya, Lord Moon or Chandra Adityas or Narayana. That's why Chandrama Manaso Jataha Chacho Suryo Ajayata. You have learned in Vrishya Suktam that when they are born from Narayana, then Narayana is the source. And that's why it's called as a Purusha. Purusha evedagum sarvam yad bhutam yad bhavyam utamrutattvasya ishanaha. The Surya Bhagavan or Narayana is the overlord of the Amrutam. I hope you understood. ಇನ್ನೇನು ಡೌಟ್ಸ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಶಿವಲಿಂಗ ಬೇರೆ ಏನೋ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದೆಯಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಐ ವಿಲ್ ಗೋ ಟು
ಅರ್ಥ ಆಯ್ತು ಗುರುಗಳೇ.
ಸೊ ಯು ಆರ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್. ಸೊ ಈ ಭವೋದ್ಭವತ್ವ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು? ಲೋಕಯಾತ್ರಾ ಪ್ರವರ್ತಕ ಅಂತ. ನೀವು ಕಣ್ಣು ತೆಗೆದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರಪಂಚ ಕಾಣುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ನೀವು ಹಾಸಿಗೆಯಿಂದ ಹೊರಗಡೆ ಬರದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೆಲಸ ಕಾರ್ಯಗಳು ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಬರಲ್ಲ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ನೀವು ಕಷ್ಟಪಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ಫಾರ್ ಆಲ್ ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಹೂ ಈಸ್ ದ ಸೋರ್ಸ್? ನಾರಾಯಣ. ಹೇಳಿ. ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಉತ್ತರ ವಕ್ರ. ವಿ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ದಿ ನಾರ್ದರ್ನ್ ಫೇಸಿಂಗ್ ಆಫ್ ಲಾರ್ಡ್ ಶಿವ. ಹೇಳಿ. ಓಂ ವಾಮದೇವಾಯ ನಮೋ.
ಓಂ ವಾಮದೇವಾಯ ನಮೋ. ಓಂ ವಾಮದೇವಾಯ ನಮೋ.
ಜ್ಯೇಷ್ಠಾಯ ನಮಃ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠಾಯ ನಮೋ.
ಜ್ಯೇಷ್ಠಾಯ ನಮಃ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠಾಯ ನಮೋ. ಜ್ಯೇಷ್ಠಾಯ ನಮಃ ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠಾಯ ನಮೋ.
ರುದ್ರಾಯ ನಮಃ ಕಾಲಾಯ ನಮಃ ಕಾಲಾಯ ನಮಃ.
ರುದ್ರಾಯ ನಮಃ ಕಾಲಾಯ ನಮಃ. ರುದ್ರಾಯ ನಮಃ ಕಾಲಾಯ ನಮಃ.
ಕಲವಿಕರಣಾಯ ನಮೋ. ಬಲವಿಕರಣಾಯ ನಮೋ.
ಕಲವಿಕರಣಾಯ ನಮೋ. ಬಲವಿಕರಣಾಯ ನಮೋ. ಕಲವಿಕರಣಾಯ ನಮೋ. ಬಲವಿಕರಣಾಯ ನಮೋ.
ಬಲಾಯ ನಮೋ. ಬಲ ಪ್ರಮಥನಾಯ.
ಬಲಾಯ ನಮೋ. ಬಲ ಪ್ರಮತನಾಯ. ಬಲಾಯ ನಮೋ. ಬಲ ಪ್ರಮತನಾಯ.
ನಮಃ ಸರ್ವಭೂತ ದಮನಾಯ.
ನಮಃ ಸರ್ವಭೂತಧಮನಾಯ ನಮಃ ಸರ್ವಭೂತಧಮನಾಯ
ನಮೋ ಮನೋನ್ಮನಾಯ ನಮಃ
ನಮೋ ಮನೋನ್ಮನಾಯ ನಮಃ ನಮೋ ಮನೋನ್ಮನಾಯ ನಮಃ.
ಈ ಸೂರ್ಯನಾರಾಯಣ ನೋಡಿದ್ರಾ ಕೊನೆಗೆ ಇಂಟು ವಾಟ್ ಹಿ ಹೆಟ್ಸ್ ಹಿಮ್ಸೆಲ್ಫ್ ಮೆರ್ಜ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮನಃ ಉನ್ಮನಃ. ಉನ್ಮನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಉತ್ಸಾಹ, ಮೂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ನಾರ್ಮಲಿ ಕೆಲವರಿಗೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಲೋ ಲೆವೆಲಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಸಂತೋಷನೇ ಕಾಣಲ್ಲ, ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸು, ದುಃಖ, ವರೀಸು ಎಲ್ಲ ಇದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆ ಮುಖ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಇನ್ನೊಬ್ಬರಿಗೆ ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಮುಖ ನೋಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಏನಪ್ಪ ಚಿಂತೆ ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕೇಳ್ತೀವಿ. ಆದರೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಸಂತೋಷವಾದ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಫೇವರಬಲ್ ಆಗಿ ಟರ್ನ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಪುಷ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಂಟೈನ್ ಮಾಡೋ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಯಾರಿಗಿದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಶಿವಪ್ಪನಿಗಿದೆ. ಶಿವಲಿಂಗಯ್ಯವರಂದ್ರೆ ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದಾರಲ್ವಾ. ಸೊ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಮನ ಉನ್ಮನ. ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ ಮೂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್. ಈ ಮೂಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾನೇಜ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಸ್ ಅ ಇಂಪಾರ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಫೀಚರ್ ವಿಚ್ ಎವ್ರಿಬಡಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಟು ಡೂ ಇಟ್. ನಮ್ಮ ಮೂಡ್ಸ್ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ನಾವು ಸಫರ್ ಆಗ್ತೀವಿ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ನೇಬರ್ಸ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ವಿಲ್ ಸಫರ್. ಆದರೆ ಆ ಥರ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಸಂತೋಷವಾಗಿ ಇದ್ದರೆ ತುಂಬ ಸಂತೋಷ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ವಾಲ್ಮೀಕಿ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ರಾಮಾಯಣದಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಂತ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ, ಸ್ಮಿತಪೂರ್ವ ಅಭಿಭಾಷಣಂ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ರಾಮ ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಕೂಡ whenever you want to look at him, he will get a smile. So you always love to speak to or like to see them, those who have smiling face. So ಸ್ಮಿತ ಅಂದರೆ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಯುವರ್ ಲಿಪ್ಸ್, ಸಂತೋಷವನ್ನು ತೋರಿಸ್ಬೇಕು. ಯಾರೊಬ್ರು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಬಂದರೆ ಶುಡ್ ನಾಟ್ ಗೆಟ್ ವೆಕ್ಸ್, ಯಾಕಪ್ಪ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಇವನು ಅಂತ ಅನ್ನಲ್ಲ. whoever it is, but because if anybody comes to look at you or meet you, they have some purpose. Our guru who is to tell that as an officer he will have a number of files to be signed and to be disposed, to be all that. So every file is a human being. ಅದು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ತಮ್ಮ ಎಂಪ್ಲಾಯೀಸ್ಗೆಲ್ಲ, ನೋಡಪ್ಪ ಈ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಟೇಬಲ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಇರೋ ಫೈಲ್ಸ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹ್ಯೂಮನ್ ಬೀಯಿಂಗ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ದೇರ್ and their names are there, their details are there, their problems are there. So as an officer you are interested to favor them, to help them, to guide them ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು. BS ಕೃಷ್ಣನ್ ಅಂತ ಆಫೀಸರ್. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಮನೋನ್ಮನಾಯ ನಮಃ. ಅಂಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿಂದ ನೋಡಿ, ವಾಮದೇವ, ಜ್ಯೇಷ್ಠ, ಶ್ರೇಷ್ಠ, ರುದ್ರ, ಕಾಲ, ಕಲವಿಕರಣ, ಬಲವಿಕರಣ, ಬಲ, ಬಲಪ್ರಮಥನ, ಸರ್ವಭೂತದ ಮನ, ನಮೋ ಮನೋನ್ಮನಃ. ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನು ಆ ಶಿವನಿಗೆ ಹೆಸರು ಅಂದರೆ ಸರ್ವಭೂತದ ಮನಃ ಅನ್ನುವಾಗ ಸಮಾನವಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಪ್ರಾಣಿ ಸಮೂಹವನ್ನು ನೋಡೋ ಶಕ್ತಿ ಇದೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ, ವಿಚ್ ಜನರಲಿ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಡೋಂಟ್ ಹ್ಯಾವ್. ದೇವರು ಅಂದರೆ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು, ಗಿವ್ ಎ ಈಕ್ವಾನಮಸ್ ಮೈಂಡ್, ಈಕ್ವಲ್ ಮೈಂಡ್ ಟು ಆಲ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ಲೈಕ್ ಸಮತ್ವಂ ಯೋಗ ಉಚ್ಯತೆ ಅಂತ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ವಾಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಯೋಗ? ಯೋಗ ಈಸ್ ಹಾರ್ಮೋನಿಯಸ್ equal attitude and outlook for all people, and therefore that's why you have got that. And moreover sarva bhuta damana anuvaga guidance, because gurugal ಏನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ they tell you always don'ts and also do's, but our do's don'ts ಮಾತ್ರ ಹೇಳಲ್ಲ, do's ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. that's why it is said ಗುರುಗಳು ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸುಗತೈಹಿ ಸುಭಾಷಿತೈಹಿ ಸುಬೋಧ ಪದವೀಂ ಪ್ರಾಪ್ನುವಂತಿ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅನೇಕ ಸುಭಾಷಿತಾನಾಂ ಅಧ್ಯೇತ ಗುರವಃ. ಹೂ ಇಸ್ ಎ ಗುರು? ಎ ಗುರು ಈಸ್ ಹೂ ಹ್ಯಾಸ್ ನಾಲೆಡ್ಜ್ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಗ್ರೇಟ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಆಫ್ ಸುಭಾಷಿತ. ಅಪರಿಮಿತಾನಾಂ ಸುಭಾಷಿತಾನಾಂ ಅಧ್ಯೇತಾರಃ ಗುರವಃ ಅಂತ. ಅಪರಿಮಿತವಾಗಿರುವ ಸುಭಾಷಿತಗಳ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತುಂಬಾ ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಪರಿಚಯ ಇದ್ದವರು ಮಾತ್ರನೇ ತುಂಬಾ ದೊಡ್ಡ ಗುರು. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ಸಿಟ್ ಬಿಫೋರ್ ದ ಫೀಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಗುರು. ಗುರವೇ ಸರ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಾಂ ಭಿಷಜೇ ಭವರೋಗಿಣಾಂ ದಕ್ಷಿಣಾಮೂರ್ತಯೇ ನಮಃ ಅಂತ ದಕ್ಷಿಣಾಮೂರ್ತಿ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತೀವಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದಮನ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾಶನ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಎಲ್ಲಾರನ್ನು ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್ ಇಡಬೇಕು. ಇವಾಗ ನೋಡಿ, ಬಾಯಿಗೆ ಮೂಗಿಗೆ ಮಾಸ್ಕ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರಲ್ಲಪ್ಪ, ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಕಂಪಲ್ಸರಿ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಇದ್ರೆ ಅವರು ಫೈನ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಜೈಲ್ ಕರ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗಿ ಉಪದೇಶ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ರು ಅಟ್ ಪೀಕ್ ಟೈಮ್. Now people are liberal, government is liberal, but still the problem has not vanished ಅನ್ನೋದು ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ಪಾಠ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಹಾಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ದಮನತ್ವ ಅಂದರೆ ಟ್ರೈನ್ ಟು ಡಿಸಿಪ್ಲಿನ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ವೈ? ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ದೇ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಟು ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂ ಟು ಲಿವ್ ಫಾರ್ 10 decades ಅಂಡ್ ಮೋರ್. ಅದಕ್ಕೋಸ್ಕರ ಅಂಥ ಬುದ್ಧಿಯನ್ನು, ಶಕ್ತಿಯನ್ನು, ಗಮನವನ್ನು ಕೊಡವನು ಯಾರು ಅಂದರೆ ಮಹಾತ್ಮ ಸೂರ್ಯ ಭಗವಾನ ಚಂದ್ರ. ಸೊ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಉನ್ಮನವರ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಭೂತ ಪ್ರಾಣಿಗಳನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ದಮನದಲ್ಲಿರಬೇಕು. ಅವರಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಶಕ್ತಿಗಳನ್ನು ಪ್ರಚೋದನೆ ಮಾಡಿ ಬಲಯುಕ್ತವಾಗಿ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ನಿಮಗೆ ಸ್ವಸ್ತಿನೋ ವಿಮೀತಾಂ ಸೂಕ್ತದಲ್ಲಿ ವಾಸ ಜ್ಞಾಪಕ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ನಮ್ಮ ಆಯುಷ್ ಎಷ್ಟಿದೆಯೋ ಆ ಆಯುಷ್ಯಿಂದ ನಾವು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗಿ ಬದುಕೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಪ್ರಯತ್ನ ಪಡಬೇಕು. So the line is that you should, whenever you are reciting the Ayusha Suktam, you should remember that Swa Yenapadu. I'm just trying to look at that Ayusha Suktam. Manjore Heli Ayusha Suktam. You should
Brahma
page number
page number 204.
I'll just point out to you. Swayushyam hasi nodidra ಭೃಗುನ್ ಸರ್ಪಾಗುಂಶ್ಚಾಂಗಿರಸೋಸ ಸರ್ವಾನ್ ಘೃತಗುಂ ಹುತ್ವಾ ಸ್ವಾಯುಷ್ಯಾಮಹಯಾಮ ಶಶ್ವತೋ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಸುಭಾಷಿತ. ಅಂದರೆ ಸ್ವಾಯುಷ್ಯ ಅಂದ್ರೇನು, ನಮಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾರೋ ಇನ್ನು ಹೆಚ್ಚು ಆಯುಷ್ ಕೇಳೋದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವಕಾಶ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಎವರ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಟೈಮ್ ದಟ್ ವಿ ಹ್ಯಾವ್ ಬೀನ್ ಗ್ರಾಂಟೆಡ್, we should be allowed to enjoy all the lifetime fully to the brim. ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯಲ್ಲಿದ್ದೆ, ಕೋರ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿದೆ, ಅವೆಲ್ಲ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೈಮ್. ದಟ್ಸ್ ವೈ ವಿ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಟೆಲ್, ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆ, ಕೋರ್ಟು, ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಸ್ಟೇಷನ್, ಈ ಮೂರು ಯಾರಿಗೆ ಬಾದರೇಶ್ ಇಲ್ವೋ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆಲ್ ಹೈಯೆಸ್ಟ್ ಫಾರ್ಚುನೇಟ್ ಪೀಪಲ್. ಈ ಮೂರಿಂದ ದೇ ಸಕ್ ಯುವರ್ ಎನರ್ಜೀಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ದೇರ್ ಫೋರ್ ದೇ ಗಾಟ್ ಆಲ್ ದೀಸ್ ಅದರ್ ಥಿಂಗ್ಸ್. So I think I will again start explaining this particular passage because it involves more time. And we have got the Pratipad Vaktra Anovaga manifestation. Vaktra Anovaga face. Vaktra Andre Prachaksha. Rasmimantam Samudyantam Deva Saranavaskrutam Pujayasva Vivasvantam ಭಾಸ್ಕರಂ ಭುವನೇಶ್ವರಂ ಅಂತ ಅಗಸ್ತ್ಯ ಮಹರ್ಷಿ ರಾಮನಿಗೆ ಉಪದೇಶ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ. ಎಂಥ ಸೂರ್ಯನಿಗಂದ್ರೆ ರಶ್ಮಿವಂತಂ, ನಾಟ್ ಓನ್ಲಿ ರಶ್ಮಿವಂತಂ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಹಸ್ ಗಾಟ್ ಲಾಟ್ ಆಫ್ ರಶ್ಮಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಪವರ್, ರಶ್ಮಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ರಶ್ಮಿ ಅಂದರೆ ವೆಲ್ತ್. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಸಮುದ್ಯಂತಂ ಈಸ್ ಆಲ್ವೇಸ್ ಫ್ರೆಶ್. ಆಲ್ ಪೀಪಲ್ ಬಾರ್ನ್ ಫ್ರೆಶ್. All people who rise from the deep sleep or good sleep, they are fresh. If you miss sleeping in the night, your day is spoiled. You cannot be active or alert during the daytime. Like that, you have that kind of great opportunity and all that. So in next class, I will continue to explain this particular passage where we have got the Vaktra Pratipadaka. Vaktra, I told you, facing. So face is the index of man. That's what English people say. Mukha nodi, ನಾವು ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಫೇಸ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವ್ನ ಮುಖ ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗತ್ತಪ್ಪ ಅಂತಾರೆ. ಮುಖದಲ್ಲಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರೆದು ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ಲಲಾಟದಲ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ ಅವರ್ ಫೋರ್ ಹೆಡ್ ಅವರ್ ಫ್ಯೂಚರ್ has been written down, and accordingly we unwind all that and live happy and happy. That's why, but ದೇವತಾ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಎವ್ರಿ ಡೇ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ, ಭುಕ್ತ್ವಾ ಭೋಗಾನ್ So one would be able to enjoy comfort and happiness when he is living. And ante sukhamavapnuyat. So antadalli sukha agate. Yanta sukha beku andre Lalita Sahasranamದಲ್ಲಿ ನಿರ್ವಾಣ ಸುಖದ ಇನಿ ಅಂತಾನೆ. Even Vyasa Agastya Maharshi was told in Lalita Sahasranamam by Hayagriva that we have got to go to that. So Nirvana Sukha is Sukha. That is the permanent Sukha. ಹಾಗೆ ಅಂತ ಅನುಕೂಲವನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿಕೊಡುವ ಮಹಾನುಭಾವ Rudra Bhagavan. He is Mrutyunjaya, and Narsimha is said to be, who is Narsimha? Mrutyum namamyaham. Muniraj is very good. Yarappa avaru? Mrutyuge Mrutyu. Narsimha Swami or Narayana, but in the Avatara or Avaktra, in Simhavaktra, he became Mrutyu. And in other words, in Rudra, he became Jaya. So Mrutyu ಆಗೋದು ಒಂದು ಆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮುನಿರಾಜ್ ಅವರೇ, and ಮೃತ್ಯುವನ್ನೇ ಜಯಿಸೋದು ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಅಚೀವ್ಮೆಂಟ್. So but both achievements are there with Narayana. Not only is a death for death, also he is the victor over the ಮೃತ್ಯು. So stop ಮಾಡೋಣ. ಓಂ ಸ್ವಸ್ತಿ.
ಓಂ ಸಹನಾವವತು ಸಹನೌ ಭುನಕ್ತು ಸಹ ವೀರ್ಯಂ ಕರವಾವಹೈ ಯಸ್ಯ ನಾವಧೀತಮಸ್ತು ಮಾ ವಿದ್ವಿಷಾವಹೈ. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಸರ್ವೇ ಭವಂತು ಸುಖಿನಃ, ಸರ್ವೇ ಸಂತು ನಿರಾಮಯಾಃ, ಸರ್ವೇ ಭದ್ರಾಣಿ ಪಶ್ಯಂತು, ಮಾ ಕಶ್ಚಿತ್ ದುಃಖಭಾಗ್ ಭವೇತ್. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಹರಿ ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್. ಸರ್ವಂ ಶ್ರೀಕೃಷ್ಣಾರ್ಪಣಮಸ್ತು. ಶ್ರೀ ವಾಸುದೇವಾರ್ಪಣಮಸ್ತು. ಶ್ರೀ ವೇದ ಪುರುಷ ಆಶೀರ್ವಾದೋಸ್ತು. ಓಂ ತತ್ಸತ್. ಹರಿ ಓಂ.